Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am here to do just a quick video on I think it's called the Luxury Addict Tag. And I was tagged by my friend Charis, who is LVloverCC. So hi Charis, if you're watching, to do this video. So I watched a few of them and I thought they were really fun videos to do. And I think mine is going to be quick, short, and sweet. So here we go. What was your first designer piece? My first designer piece that I can recall was a Prada. I think back then, I'm not going to date myself and tell you how long ago it was, but it was a while ago, and I think that was kind of when that whole nylon, what is it made out of? Yeah, kind of like that, you know, the material that the Pradas were known for. So it was black and it had like a rolled handle and, you know, just a very simple bag, but it was really cute and in fashion at the time. And it was, you know, kind of, it's like I guess a modified like polo because it fit like right under your arm. But that was my first designer piece, I guess, as far as handbags are concerned or whatever. What do you consider your best investment? That would depend. I mean, I think to me an investment piece is something that you get a lot of use out of. Maybe you would say it was something expensive, or so if you're talking about something that was expensive that I think use a lot, I would say the first thing would be my diamond stud earrings, which I wear a lot. And another reason why I don't buy, like I do have my Chanel earrings and whatever, but I don't buy a lot. Well, I take that back. I probably buy earrings and I end up not wearing them. So I've really kind of stopped and been more selective because I end up wearing the same ones all the time. So even if I'm not wearing these diamond studs, I tend to wear, you know, like my tribal Dior earrings or my Chanel. This is simply because, you know, they're cute, they're fashionable, but, you know, obviously have to be very careful with these because I don't want to lose them. So this probably would be my diamond studs, and then I would say probably the next thing would be my Rolex watch that my husband bought me, and this has the diamond bezel, and it also has the diamonds and on the face on the markers. So it has the diamond markers and the diamond bezel. And I first thought this was going to be like over the top because I was like, oh, why did not that I wasn't overjoyed, but I was thinking this is not really going to be good for every day. But surprisingly, the diamonds are small enough around the bezel that, you know, they give you lots of sparkle and they're really nice quality diamonds, but they're not overly, you know, overly done, or I guess overly large. So, you know, it's not too dressy to wear like with jeans and stuff. So I would say this is probably the other one. And as far as, I guess, something holding its value, which we know, you know, diamonds and whatever does, I would say the next thing would have to be my, as you guys know, and this is how I've just stored it, would be my Hermes Kelly. And by the way, I have not carried this bag yet, simply because as soon as I bought it, it seems like it has rained like every few days or every other day, or every rain sometimes during the weekend. So I actually have not even had an opportunity to carry it, and I probably won't for another few weeks because, as you guys know, we're headed to Europe this week. But so that would be my other, you know, that I can think of. And of course, you know, this is not counting your wedding rings and all of that stuff. So what is your criteria when looking to buy a piece? If we're talking about handbags, I don't really have a criteria. I think that, you know, I buy according to what I see and what I like, and I do try to think about, well, sometimes I do think about whether it's going to hold, well, do I or do not. I think more now, I think about when I'm purchasing handbags and things, whether it's is it a good buy in terms of holding its value, and or is it something that is going to is more classic, or is it something more trendy that's going to go out of style? So I don't tend to buy too many like trendy things. Like I do have one, the Fendi Toujours bag that's in like that really bright hot pink, and that's everything else is pretty much neutral black or whatever. So I would say that's probably my, you know, like fun bag, but I try not to buy things that are too trendy that are going to go out of style. But I want something that years from now is still going to look classic, and it's still going to be nice looking, and I'm still going to want to carry it. So I would guess if I'm thinking about something outside of whether I like it or not, that would probably be it. Next question, what has been your stupidest, most regrettable purchase? Honestly, I don't think there's anything that I can say that I bought was stupid or regrettable. Every bag that I've sold, I bought for a reason, and I sold it for a reason. Primarily, I think the first bag that I sold was my Chanel Surf Tote, and that was because I bought it for a work bag, and then I wasn't going to an office. So it really, you know, wasn't practical for me to carry every day, so I sold it. But it wasn't stupid purchase. It wasn't, you know, I didn't regret it. So I don't know that there's anything that, you know, I do try to give it some thought so that I don't make a stupid decision. Next question, if you have sold any of your luxury goods, have you had seller's regret? No. Like I just said, every bag that I've sold, there's a reason. Either I wasn't using it, wasn't wearing it, it didn't suit my lifestyle, like I just mentioned about the Chanel Surf Tote. Although it was a great bag, it was too businesslike for me to carry like on the weekends, I felt, so it just didn't work for me. But no, I haven't regretted selling any bags, and I have sold, you know, a few, not a ton, but a few. Of course, I don't buy bags thinking about selling them. I'm really thinking about wanting to keep them. So again, as I go on, I'm going to be very much more particular about what I buy, because I don't want to be selling bags, really. I almost missed a question. So, question, what is a piece that you think everyone needs or should have? So when I was watching the, you know, a lot of other videos, they said the Louis Vuitton Calais was something that everyone should have. I don't have one of those yet, but while I'm in Europe, I think I will get one. Because, you know, everybody's raving about them, and I don't know, but here I go again, right? Getting something because somebody's raving about it, not because I can find a use for it. But I don't know, but if I'm going to get it, I should get it there. But I think, for me, obviously I don't own one, so I can't say that, but I would say for me, the piece that I think everyone should have is this piece. I have it in this is the 15, I have it in the 15th and the 15 and the 26. And I've contemplated getting the 19, which is the one in between. But to me, I absolutely love this. I also have the one in the multicolor, and the noir multicolor in the dome shape. And I don't use that at all. And I thought about selling it because I absolutely love this shape of this one, because to me, the dome one takes up too much room in my purse, and I don't keep a lot of things in here. As you can see, it's just, you know, minimal stuff. But what I like about this is it's, you know, it's slender, it doesn't bulk up your bag, it doesn't take up too much space. I think this is the perfect little essential, and if you had to have something, your first piece in your collection, this is probably what I would pick, because, you know, you could use it for makeup, you could use it for cards, it's very versatile, you could use it for a lot of different things. So for me, I think this would be something that I would recommend as a first piece, and it's not, you know, super, super pricey. Of course, I cannot remember how much it costs, but it wasn't, you know, over the top pricey. So this, to me, would be my choice for a first piece. If I had to say something, I don't know if it was overhyped, but I think it's a great bag. I actually sold mine. Maybe I would say the one bag that I know that was kind of all the rage on YouTube, and I had looked at it a number of times and thought, I thought it was a great bag, but for whatever reason I passed it over. And then I, saw a lot of people getting it and, actually styling it, really cute, really fresh looking. And I thought, I should have gotten that bag because I liked it, but for whatever reason I didn't purchase it. So I bought it, and that's the Louis Vuitton Matisse Pochette Matisse. I love that bag. I thought it was a bag that I would carry. It's practical. It's, to me anyway, I thought it would be good for everyday use. I absolutely adored it. For whatever reason though, I did not wear it. And I don't know why, because everybody that I saw on it, I would just go, oh, that looks so cute, it's adorable, And I had the bag and still didn't wear it. So I don't know, maybe I should have trusted my own instincts. I didn't. I thought about the bag. I'd seen it right when it came out, and I didn't buy it then, and I looked at it several times after that and still didn't buy it. So I should have trusted my own instincts and not purchased it, even though I saw, and loved it on everyone else. And like I said, it's still an awesome bag. Beautiful. I love it. I think it's practical, but for whatever reason, I didn't wear it. What is next on your wish list? I don't really have a per se a wish list. Typically, if it's something I want to buy, I just buy it typically. But if I had to say something, well, I'll just put it this way. Something I also thought that I wanted was which I also love, the Cartier love bracelet, which I got one, my friend had one, was selling it, or wanted to sell it, and I was thinking about buying it because it's practically brand new. But I thought, it was, again, like the Matisse, something was holding me back from getting it, so I wore hers for, I was going to buy it. So she said, we'll try it out and, let me know what you think. But I quickly know that the love bracelet is not for me because, and I'm so glad that I didn't go buy it or let my husband buy it because he was going to buy it for me, because I'm the type of person that I cannot sleep with earrings, wedding ring, necklaces. Everything has to come off. Bracelets, nothing. I cannot. And the love bracelet, because it has the screw, you have to unscrew it to take it off and put it back on. So really, it's meant for you to keep on, really, I guess, which is why it's made the way it is. It's a love bracelet, and, I know that it's not going to work for me because I am not going to be fiddling with that, unscrewing it every night before I go to bed to take it off. So it does not work with my lifestyle. I cannot be tied to something, keeping it on all the time like that. So I was so glad that I tried it out, and I know that it's not something for me. Perhaps the love ring maybe, but definitely not the bracelet because it has to come off every day, and it's got to be obviously something I can take off easily. So I know I went on a tangent, but that actually was, if you wanted to say a wish list, that's something that I was going to purchase, or my husband was going to purchase for me. So I would say if I had to say something else, it would probably be the Birkin 30 and Togo leather, and I would like black. I'm not married to palladium or gold. I think my preference would be palladium because I think it's fresh. It's a little less formal looking than the gold, but I wouldn't turn down the gold if I had an opportunity. But I like black, and there's a color called plum, which looks very, close to black, but it's a real deep, I think, black charcoal, but really dark. You couldn't tell it was black. And then there's another taupey color. I can't remember exactly what the color is, but I would like, my preference would be more of a neutral color in the Birkin 30. And then after that, I'm not sure that there's a bag or anything that I'm thinking about buying or would want to buy, but who knows. Again, like I said, I'm really kind of limiting what I'm purchasing. I don't want 15, 20 bags. I want a smaller collection of classic handbags that I'm going to use and, keep for the long haul. So, all right, well, that's it. So, yeah, that's all I have. Those are all the questions, and I'm gonna go ahead and apologize up front. I was hoping that I would be able to get a lot of videos done this week before we leave for Europe on Tuesday, but unfortunately I had to go on a business trip that took me away for 5 days, and it was last minute, so I got nothing really accomplished. And so this is, I made myself make sure I got this up today, and I'm going to try to get some others up before I leave, but if not, I will try my best to maybe do a little vlogging while I'm in Europe. Maybe. You guys know, you've seen me do it maybe once and not that great at it, but I guess, I have to keep trying it. But we'll see. And I might try to upload a video there if I can. So we'll see. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you soon, and hopefully I can get another video up. But if not, I promise when I get back, I will definitely do a video. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you all to my new subbies. And all you guys have just sent me wonderful comments, and I'm apologizing in advance if I have not answered you, but I will try and do my best. But just know that I'm reading them, and I thank you so much for your comments, and I will see you next time. So have a great rest of your Sunday, and I will see you later. Bye.